Alright guys, you guys can see we got a piece of wrought iron. This is the biggest piece, so I gotta cut it so I can put it away. It's starting to rain a little bit, so we're gonna get this cutting going. I gotta get new calipers because my old calipers started crapping the bed. But when it did work, this where it's not too corroded, it's roughly 2.18, maybe 2.25 inches. So if you have a portable bandsaw, even if you have it, mounted to a post, you can still it's starting to rain a little bit. But yeah, this is just one of many pieces that we got out of this wrought iron. So I gotta start cutting because it's starting to rain out. But just let the weight of the saw do it. I'm just using the weight of the machine. I'm just carefully rocking it. Push it a little bit too. That can happen. This is the second time this has happened with this blade. The blade's so good. But it's starting to rain. I don't know how much more cutting I'm going to be doing. I might have to do this later. I'll get the machine unplugged. time. Blade's still good, it's just, it got caught. Trying to put the blade back on is always a challenge because it always wants to pop out one way or another. So you kind of have to do some weird. And I got work soon, so I'm trying to get this cut and put away so I can take a nap for. Still not too bad out. It's not downpouring too bad. Right now I'm cutting some really big. I got lucky at a scrapyard. They had this 2 1/8 inch or 2 1/4, almost 2 1/4 inch diameter wrought iron. So I'm just processing it. So I'm not really making anything right now. I'm just trying to cut it so I can put it away. But if you are trying to buy some large pieces of wrought iron for making wrought iron hatchets or hammers, luckily the rain cleared up a bit, but I cut most of the way through. But if you guys can see those lines, it'll focus. It's kind of hard to see, but there's some dark lines. But see how it looks like wood grain? So I got very lucky that I noticed this at the scrapyard, and I got a really good price on these. Yeah, guys, I have no clue what this wrought iron was for. It had to have been for something structural. Let's go to the scrap pile. So, I don't have a power hammer built or press, so it'll be hard, but you can see this is the rougher bit. You can see, and there's another rough bit there. Because I had some wrought iron, like this is some flat wrought iron that I have, but this is some really gnarly stuff. But I got a whole bunch of it. This is roughly 2.18 inches in diameter. I got to get new calipers. So you can see some parts of it are really, really crusty, but some parts are a lot less. But you can see, so if you're trying to make a Viking axe or something that you're going to forge weld some carbon steel faces or bits to, this stuff is good. I'm going to be cutting this stuff into hammer and axe blanks for people that want to do wrought iron, you know, forge weld carbon steel. But yeah, this is going to just get scrapped and thrown away, so I have no clue what this was to. It must have been something structural, because I gotta put a video out. It had a giant, like 1.5 inch thick cast iron, looks like a floor plate or a mounting bracket plate. So, not entirely sure what this was for, but it's some heavy duty 2-inch diameter, 2+ inch diameter wrought iron that has a very awesome grain. That's why I wish I had a hydraulic forging press or a big ass power hammer, because I'd be able to forge this stuff. Right now I'm just cutting a smaller piece so I can put it away. Luckily the rain stopped. But yeah, don't ever be afraid to go into your local scrapyard, even if it's like a town over, because, or the next state over, because you might find some awesome deals. I literally have like a couple 100 pounds of this stuff. I had to take 2 trips because my car only fits so much. But you see, this is why it's important for your, if you have a portable bandsaw, if you mount it to a post to use in a vise in your shop for cutting blanks, you still want to be able to have access to hold the handle so you can still use it. the blade on this. Yeah, we're gonna replace the blade on that because it's too dull. It's been through. Not a good time to find out that you don't have any new blades. So this is a less worn out blade. Oh yeah, these teeth are cooked on this. Sorry guys, I'm just doing a quick stream for. I really appreciate it if you watch my how to build a simple gas forge build video. Because even though my YouTube short did well, I forgot that it does not count towards YouTube stuff for monetization or other things. So you can watch my full-length videos. I know they're not always the most entertaining, but I try to educate. Always unplug these portable bandsaws before you, oh shit. It's always a challenge trying to get these blades on. There's a surprising amount of bends and turns in the guides. Got a less worn out blade, a brand new one I like to, but that's the thing. Sometimes knowledge and now the blade's not backwards. It was just very dull. Ignore what you just saw. That's why I had the gloves on. This blade's a lot less slow. Yeah, I gotta go buy some new blades because I didn't have a new blade. So might be able to press this later. Yeah, I cooked the teeth on these. This is wrought iron, but this wasn't a brand new saw blade, and yeah, I cooked them. But we got more. That's just the last big piece. So sometimes when you go to the scrapyard, you can get lucky. So you can see how pretty. Obviously, some ends of the wrought iron are not the most usable, but I don't know what this was too, because this is some form of cross piece. This is also wrought iron. You can kind of see the grain to it. I got more, and this is all like, come on, phone. I got big hands, so this is all like 2-inch plus diameter wrought iron. But we got plenty of other steel and wrought iron, because I got that's some flat wrought iron that was probably from like a wagon or something. And then this is a wagon axle that I got from a scrapyard a while ago. So we got plenty of project stuff. So you can see just how pretty the wrought iron is. So if it's metal but it looks like wood, that's how you know it's wrought iron. Also, when you look at the grain, you see how it splits and cracks. And then this is a thinner part. I had to use my angle grinder when I was at the scrapyard. But you can see this is the more gnarly end. But I have no clue what this was too. I thought it was a rusty pipe when I was at the scrapyard. But when I look closer and I saw the grain pattern, I'm like, that's not pipe. It's because it's way too bent. But yeah, I gotta get new blades for the saw. I'll do that tomorrow. I got work at 4, so I work 4 to midnight. So, but while you guys are here on stream, I did a video on how to build this forge. So make sure you go watch that video, how to build simple gas forge in 2025. Show you how to build the forge and the Venturi burner. This is the old Venturi burner, but it still works. I'm gonna try to make a bull or armor little forge. Like I got some hard fire brick that I'm gonna try to weld up from the previous scrap thing, and this is the power hammer that hopefully before the end of the winter we'll have done. That's Stompy. But yeah, we got the shop a bit more organized. Beer fridge. But we got to work more on these hearts, and I got to work on these blacksmith rebar knives, and this is the chef knife I got to work on. So I got a lot to do. I got to organize, but we're doing better. Oh, this I got from a different place, but this is another piece of wrought iron. So this is a small wagon wheel. You see how it has that split? That's a great way to tell it's wrought iron. And this is more usable stuff for like making sand mines and stuff. Yeah, marketplace. I got this. This was some 5-inch diameter steel, and the old guy gave me a good deal because he just was tired of having it in his basement. So this is going to be. I got that for free, and that's like 136 pounds. These two together are like 200 pounds, so we'll be able to make the anvil. And we got our offset cam that I made a while ago, and our ram guide. So things are on their way. Just take time. And what else we got? I'm just trying to figure out. So I'm gonna probably be able to finish with the angle grinder, and then we'll go from there. Really glad the rain stopped. So I'm just trying to find my bearings. Also, we got, I'm going to try doing like an apocalypse machete. This is from an old saw blade, because I had to cut the door for the smoker. So this is the center of the saw blade, but this is going to be the door. We're not using this anymore because it's too thin. I got a thicker gauge propane cylinder. And give me a second. Hoping I cut through that before. Yes, I've lost my bearings. I don't know where the hell things is. Oh, sorry. I'm tired and I got ADHD. I left the tripod in the scrap area. But this is a saw blade I got from a flea market a while ago. I'm debating if I want to turn this into a Captain America shield or not. Obviously, I'd have to strip the paint, really do stuff, but it is also very heavy, so like my shoulder wouldn't really be able to. We got the world's biggest nipple rings, elephant nipple rings. No, these are just blasting rings. My dad worked construction, so these are what they use to link together the giant mats of tires. So when they're blasting rock for, you got to put new developments in. Yeah, you can see this is wrought iron too. This is you can see how it's layered. So yeah, we got a bunch of stuff. There's some I-beam once I eventually get the hydraulics. I got this I-beam from a different scrapyard years ago, but once I get the hydraulic cylinder and pumps and other stuff, I'll be able to get a shop to make a hydraulic press, because I want to be able to make axes and hammers and Damascus and stuff more economically. Because yes, you can hammer stuff by hand, but it's kind of a pain to do that. So we're kind of done with the portal bandsaw because the blades are fried. And yes, someone commented, I think I did accidentally put it on backwards. So yes, in me trying to rush and get this done before the rain. But now it cleared up, but I definitely accidentally put these on backwards, so sorry. Also in the future, we're going to be turning this wrench into a sword, so let me know what kind of sword you think we can make from this. I was thinking for this wrench, if I take my acetylene torch and if I split it up the middle and then flare these out, these could be the guard, and then this big chunk here I can forge out to be like the handle or something. I'm not sure, but hold on, Joy, I'm just getting the respirator on. Finally got through the damn thing. So even though that was a real pain, because my saw blade, I actually put one of them on. Kapista, I don't know how to speak Russian or Ukrainian, but yeah, I should have hit with a hammer, but you can see I say that's not the best side, but I got a whole bunch of this, so if you're interested, I will ship internationally. It's just you got to figure out so these are the smaller sections, but you can see this is the really rough stuff, but you can see some parts are more rusted than others. This piece is actually in rather good condition. I like to use my brain, but I'm tired. I'm sorry. I don't use my brain too well when I'm tired. I'm sorry. But yeah, I saved this from the scrapyard, so I'm really happy with that, because that was just gonna get probably just melted down. Which is one of the things I wonder, for when they get scrap steel and they recycle it into stuff, like, do they ever check it if it's wrought iron? Because the silica, the glass that's in the wrought iron, that would really mess with a lot in terms of if you're making rebar or other scrap steel. Because the whole reason why we like wrought iron is because of the grain. You can kind of see some of the layers. And I got big hands, so big hands, small kielbasa. Oh yeah. But I got that saw blade for stuff. Yeah, we got some more. This is other wrought iron that I got years ago. This is an old axle. So this is actually a good size for, I want to try to make some like tomahawks from this. And then this I got from a different scrapyard. I don't know if this is for a wagon or for something else, but you could see this is better for if I want to make like wrought iron, like folded axes or something. I just wanted to show you guys me cutting up this wrought iron. I got this from the scrapyard. I didn't need it, but I knew if I didn't grab it, it would have just been wasted. So if you do blacksmithing and you need big chunks of wrought iron, message me. But I'm yeah, I can't speak. I do blacksmithing in Babushka's garage. My grandmother, she loved forging faucets to start blacksmithing, so I got some knives and stuff I gotta work on. But I have work. I don't do this full time yet, so I just want to live stream because I'm working on some videos. Like I have a build video on how to make this bolt together forge, and also how to make your own Venturi burner. I need to edit the video, but if you need to make a forced air gas forge, you just need your turbo, a T-joint. That's where the gas valve goes in. It goes around. I'm going to be editing that video on how to upgrade this forge into a forced air. And then this is Frankenstein. We got our offset cam and other stuff. We got thick steel in the base for an anvil. Those are the rollers. So we got a lot to do. Subscribe. I need to work on stuff this coming week. But this is Stompy. This is my treadle hammer. So if you're trying to, mark stuff, it is very much redneck. Guyver, it's not good, but that's why I'll be working on making the power hammer, because I'm trying to see if I can have a treadle hammer, power hammer combo. And this is a little miniature smoker that I'm working on. I finally got a proper tank for it, so yeah. So I do have to get going. I gotta take a shower and get ready for work. Remember, guys, make sure to like the live. Make sure to subscribe. Watch my other videos. That really help. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Be safe. Have fun. Make cool stuff.